Oh, hello there. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. My name is Danny Deals on behalf of executive producer Ken Lopez and supervising producer Stock Karen. We would like to say hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Talking today, of course, about the SoFi stock, SoFi Technologies Inc. Before we get started, guys, want to send a big shout out to my unit, Princess J and Cutes. Of course, Princess J is such a wonderful, beautiful princess, and without her love and support, I simply wouldn't have started this amazing YouTube channel, this little turd of a channel that we've all come to know and love. So I want to talk about the SoFi stock. It is June 20th, 2023. It's about 11:15 a.m. out here in beautiful Los Angeles. Hope it's a great day wherever you guys are. Just under 2 hours left in the trading day. The SoFi stock is trading about $8.45 right now. Volume has been a bit more moderate today, sitting at about 37 million shares traded, just over 37 million shares traded on the day. Stock at $8.44 actually opened up about $8.30 today. So on the day, really, I think there's been more buyers than sellers. Shorts have been covering. The market overall has been down just a little bit, mostly flat on the day. The NASDAQ was all over the place. Sold off in the morning, traded sideways, popped back up, and has been kind of flirting with trying to go green, but hasn't quite decided to make the move. SoFi traded back up past 850 and then kind of rejected there and traded back down and sideways, sold off again. All the way back down to, oh, I don't know what that was, 836, something like that, and then pop back up here late. Guys, just want to go over again some of the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. My goal is to replace that with DUF. No, not the beer Homer Simpson loves, but due diligence, understanding, and facts. I want DUF to become the new FUD. Due diligence, understanding, and facts. So every time we hear an argument, we try to apply that, guys. We do our research. We try to understand what are they actually talking about? Does it actually apply? Does it make sense? And then we look at the facts. We go to the source materials. We go to the numbers. We look, is SoFi failing? Do they need to raise money? Do they need to dilute? Do they have a bunch of bad loans? Are these things actually true? Or are these potential problems that have not happened yet? And if they are going to happen, is there any evidence they're going to happen? Or is there more evidence, more indication that they won't happen? So that's what you need to balance, guys. Try to replace that FUD in your mind with DUF, and I think you'll be a lot better off. Just want to go over some of the constant FUD that chases the SoFi stock, guys. You can see, like, this is just tip ranks, and I love tip ranks, but just look at the media narrative, guys. SoFi's been really crushing it lately, been running on all cylinders, and if you just look at the headlines in the news section, SoFi Technologies downgraded to neutral from buy at B of A. SoFi stock tanks as analysts downgrade to hold. SoFi Technologies downgraded to neutral from overweight at Piper Sandler. Why SoFi Technologies just lost a bull. SoFi snaps record winning streak after downgrade. SoFi Technologies downgraded to perform. BTIG fintech picks up coverage. Talk picks SoFi, bearish on a firm. So that was actually a good note. But you see what I mean, guys. I mean, these three analysts basically destroyed the rally and completely stepped on the stock. So um, it was, in my mind, it was timed in concert. You normally don't see three major analysts come out and downgrade a stock while mostly increasing the actual price targets all in one day, all at one time, not near any earnings report, any major catalyst, any major filings. Maybe this was based around, and another big thing with the FUD now is the insider selling, guys. There have been insiders selling the stock. There's no question about that, guys. But if you look, um, they're selling the tops, guys. They're not panic selling. All these ones in green here down at the lows are all buys, guys. This whole section, guys, from 10 bucks all the way down here from I don't know, what is that, February 2022 all the way through like June. These are like 30 insider buys, and they sell a little bit at the top, buy again the dips, sell at the top, buy again the dips, and then they just sold that top around 10 bucks, and some people sold out anywhere from 10% of their shares, 20% of their shares. Some of the insiders, everybody's freaking out as if this means it's a mutiny and the rats are leaving the ship and SoFi's in big trouble. I just view it as folks who had a lot of their net worth in one particular asset and wanted to do some rational, appropriate diversification. I don't think it's a good idea to have all your eggs in one basket, even if you happen to work at the company. It's just not a good idea. Um, in addition to that, guys, the money raise dilution, LaPointe and Nodos, that's just not necessary right now. There may be more dilution from another acquisition, but we just haven't seen evidence of that yet. Um, there is no reason they have to raise money right now. They're increasing deposits. They have plenty of headroom within their credit facility. They have plenty of more room to loan their own money. Their ratios, their reserve ratios are very good, and they have room inside of those ratios to make lots more loans, guys. Bad loans, inadequate reserves. This has not come to pass. If you listen to LaPointe at Morgan Stanley, they're planning for 4.5% defaults. They really see less than 3, so their numbers are extremely conservative. They're planning for like a worst case scenario that has not come to pass because they only loan to people with high incomes and outstanding credit. That SoFi will not make a net profit in Q4. As indicated, this was one of the things that Wedbush hit them with, was like, hey, they're not going to be able to do it. There's so much uncertainty around the loans. Their personal loans are going to go bad. Their accounting methods are suspect. Basically tried to, sort of create an accounting scandal out of nowhere just by sort of innuendo and nonsense. And then he used a boilerplate like legalese reference to you know, if nothing happens, if we're not able to turn a profit, if we're not able to execute our business plan, we may have to raise money at less than favorable terms. Like, he took that statement as they're going to have to raise money this year, which was just idiotic and just disingenuous and just a bunch of crap from the Chia Pet. They won't make a return on student loans. LaPointe dispelled all this. Student loans are a great opportunity. Supreme Court decision will have a big effect on SoFi. This is completely false. The Supreme Court decision will have almost no effect. SoFi's bottom or top or any other line, like those are not those are not SoFi's loans. Those affect federal loans. Most of the borrowers who would get forgiveness are not the type of customers who SoFi loans to, and even if you did get forgiveness, it would be a partial forgiveness. And also, the pool of loans they can refinance is just fairly limited right now to 200 billion, because there's about 500 or 600 billion that fit the interest rate requirements where it would make sense to refi. And of that, only about $200 billion worth of those loans are from borrowers that fit into SoFi's credit box, as they call it. You want to be in that box, guys. Stock's moving up here, about to challenge $8.50 again, guys. Volume is picking up a little bit. Let's see where this goes. While we're doing that, guys, let's talk about the growth. Let's talk about why SoFi is actually undervalued. And let's talk about the deposits. Let's talk about the deposit growth when deposits are fleeing other regional banks and they're flat at best at the big banks. Noto is talking about next year, we're going to go from member increases from the 400,000s to the 800,000s per quarter. He believes that is very feasible, and he plans to do that. And I'll just remind you, Noto generally exceeds or meets his projections, generally exceeds them in almost every way, shape, and form. Remember, Amazon Web Services of fintech, guys. I don't believe the Galileo Technesis opportunity, the potential there is priced into the market cap at all. Remember, I think SoFi paid what was it, $1 billion for Galileo and like 600 million for Technesis, something I can't even remember. But these were not cheap companies, guys, and these Nodo could go out and find some second or third tier, third rate company and buy it and add it and the payment, into the in these spaces. But they didn't do that. They went out and they bought the best of the best. And a lot of people think they overpaid because these companies were not mature. They had smaller customers, but great technology. So Nodo saw the opportunity there. A lot of people think he paid too much stock, too much dilution. But be that as it may, I don't think people understand how much this side of the company can grow, and I don't think that's priced in. I think when recently Nodo said they're talking to, it was like 11 or 12 major potential clients. I think people are drastically underestimating the potential of Galileo and with Technesis there. And now, excuse me, with Wyndham Capital Mortgage, I think that gives you even more opportunities because you want to be able to do well in any environment. So when interest rates are high, you get that net interest income. People need personal loans. When interest rates go low, that gives people more of an incentive to refinance. You get a much bigger pool of student loans that you could refinance. You'll have more home loans when interest rates are low. So SoFi is diversifying their business and setting themselves up to succeed in both high and low interest rate environments, in both good and bad economies, and they're proving themselves able to do that with swift adaptation on the fly. They rebuild their business all the way from you know 2021 to they basically, when COVID hit and student loans went away, they were primarily a student loan company, and they basically pivoted on a dime and rebuilt the entire company. Guys, look at 2020. We're only doing 565 million to the top line. 2021 almost a billion. 2022 1.5. So in just 4 years, guys, growing the top line from 565 million to 2.45 billion, and I believe that estimate is going to be a little bit low. I think they're going to do like 2.06 this year, and then I think they're going to do probably over 2. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take that call, but I think we could see 2.5 plus next year quite easily. Um, they're calling for, annual growth rate of like 25. Some people are saying 22, 25, 28% over the next 5 years, which, is very, very good for a company of this size that is actually making some really, really good gross margins. The stock-based compensation and dilution is going to be reduced greatly as a ratio as that top line continues to increase between 28 and 35% every single year. Remember, they're growing the year-over-year growth was 27% in 2020, 72% in 2021, 55% in 2022, and looking to be over 30% in 2023, and probably more like 33%, something like that. But that is yet to be determined. Guys, let's take a quick look at the SoFi chart. See if we can see what's going on today. As you can see, guys, just want to look at the price before we go. Yeah, still 847, still pushing up. It's just before 8:30 a.m. out, or 11:30 a.m. out here in Los Angeles, 2:30 out in NYC. Again, hope it's a great day wherever you are. Today, basically, guys, the stocks is just flirting with the 50-day moving average. The 200-day is not in play right at this time, but it's getting fairly close. The stock pushed all the way down to $8.21 in the morning. Remember, guys, I said support is going to be very strong at $8.12. Didn't quite have the minerals to push it down there, and then buying pressure kicked back in. I think the algo has been trying to trade the stock sideways from $1.50. Sort of started lower, trying to trade sideways, but decided to go for $1.50 and, or excuse me, $8.50, and has been pretty successful holding it there again on this fairly moderate volume. Let's take a look at the short interest just briefly. I believe shorts have been covering today. Estimated interest is down to 12.1%, basically flat on the day. 21% free float on loan utilization at 72, cost to borrow 0.93. Let's take a look at the borrowed change today. Yeah, we have 5 million borrowed shares returned net. So we have 6.2 million returned, 1.1 million borrowed, and 5 million shares borrowed at the net. So guys, it's a day. You look at kind of shorts are capitulating a little bit. They had the bad news. They had SoFi on the ropes. Other fintech stocks today, guys, are down a lot. If you look at Upstart, it's down 10%. Affirm down 3%. Palantir down 3. I know it's not a fintech, but PayPal, which is more of an established name that actually makes money, is up 4%. The credit cards are more or less flat. American Express down a little bit. Even on Yahoo Finance, you see the narrative. Motley Fool, even, which is always bullish, is SoFi stock heading back under $8. That guy's actually pretty much a SoFi bull. Lemonade. But then if you get past the Motley Fool headlines, why shares of SoFi stock cooled off? If you get past those headlines, see SoFi downgrades. Then Bloomberg, SoFi falls as trio of bullish analysts retreat after rally. Barron's SoFi stock gets downgraded again. Analysts say it's come too far too fast. Yahoo Finance, SoFi stocks drops on analyst downgrades. Student loan payment concerns. Analysts downgraded, SoFi Technologies fall. So you just see headline after headline after headline, yet people continue to buy the stock because it's a bunch of FUD. Guys, what do I see in the future for the SoFi stock? I do see us breaking down that $10 barrier at least by the time SoFi makes a GAAP net profit, if not before. I believe the stock is fundamentally undervalued. I don't believe the opportunity with Galileo has been priced into the stock at all. The foresight with that, I think a lot of people mistakenly think they overpaid. I think it was actually a brilliant move to then combine Galileo and Technesis. You get really an incredible powerhouse that can handle the entire spectrum of needs from financial companies, banks, credit unions, other types of organizations, other fintech organizations, handle their banking, their credit cards, their payments, the entire software that runs everything, guys. Digital is everything now, and everything is digital. It's all in the cloud. SoFi owns the information, man. It's all floating around out there. You just have to know how to grab it. SoFi stock, guys, is sitting still right about $8.50, looking very, very strong today. Volume with 90 minutes left in the trading day is approaching 40 million. So obviously it's not going to be anywhere near that 90, 100, 110 million shares traded that we've been seeing. Could be, say, a 50 million share day, 55 million. We'll just have to wait and see if things continue flat or if volume picks up a little bit here in the afternoon. But guys, I think it's a very solid day for the SoFi stock. Everyone sort of had assumed the stock is going to fall under $8 and sort of go back down into that channel that it's been in below $8. But I said I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to find support above at $8.12, and it turns out it bounced off like $8.20 and went back up, guys. And so we have to see, can we break out of that sort of 890 area and continue to go up and challenge that high we just made at $10.21 or 23 cents or whatever it was. Guys, that's the SoFi stock. My name is Danny Deals for Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen. We'd like to thank you for tuning in today. Do you have any ideas for other ways SoFi can make money? I was just thinking off the top of my head, different types of consolidations, credit, auto, student loans, consolidate everything into one payment, or SoFi could administer your payments along with your mortgage where you made one payment, consolidate all your debt. Auto loan refinancing, they might already be doing that. Small business lending, home loan lines of credit, small business lines of credit. Of course, mortgages with the addition of Wyndham Capital. I'm excited to see where that goes as interest rates hopefully normalize and maybe come down late next year, could be 2025. We really don't know. That's going to be up to the Fed and economic conditions. They just started this travel related business. Again, probably not going to be huge, but could add a few bucks to the top and bottom line. We'll have to wait and see. The insurance business they could get into, auto loans they could get into, auto sales they could get into, healthcare benefits and administration for employer employee issues they could get into, retirements they could get into. Now, I don't want to go to Rivian because I know that's a sore spot with anybody who bought that turd of an IPO, and because their CEO is basically just full of it. He doesn't. I don't think the guy knows what he's doing. I think he's a lightweight, and he's a good talker, and he looks cool, but not building cars, burning money. So I want to see IPOs, but quality, thought out IPOs where we're not sticking members with garbage. But anyway, guys, I want to end on a high note. Just again, highest compliments to SoFi management, who have just absolutely been knocking it out of the park under the most difficult possible conditions. Anthony Noto, want to see him out front and center, want to see LaPointe out, constantly refuting, talking about why all the FUD is nonsense, and instead going with DUF, the due diligence, the understanding, the facts. That's where we're going to go. That's where the TURD Army is marching. We are still buying the SoFi stock. We do not accept the narrative that the rally is over just because a couple of analysts are like, well, I think it's worth 9, so I'm just going to slow it down. We're just getting a little bit hot. Another analyst, goes from 950 to 10, downgrades from a buy to a hold. Another analyst goes from 650 to 8, and downgrades from a buy again to a hold, guys. Those downgrades are more sort of FUD. They're not really downgrades, but the media just amplified and reported those downgrades to no end. Today, guys, I view it as a very good day for SoFi. Could be kind of that check. Basically, with a chart, guys, you need to test. Like, you need to retest. Like, if you look at this little pattern today, guys, basically we went up, we retested, and then we're going back up. Like, if you look at this over the longer term, like, this could be considered what we're doing here, guys. We go up to 10, we go back down, we retest 8, and we go back up. That's generally how, bull runs work. They don't just go up and up and up forever. So to go up to 10, come down and retest that $8 level, which was very, very strong resistance for the last 16 months, was probably tested to that high side 6 times, guys. To go ahead and shoot above that level is, an incredibly important breakout. And if we can hold above that $8.12 level, we are going to be in excellent shape to go ahead and keep this rally going and proceed past the $10 level. Guys, I want to thank you for watching Un Poco Mas today. Hope you got something out of it. I really appreciate it. My name is Danny Deals for Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen. We will talk to you later. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Topper time check, 11:35 a.m. out here in Los Angeles, June 20th, 2023. We will talk at you guys again real soon about the SoFi stock.